The Most High created time. In the beginning. In the beginning of what? Time. The beginning and the ending. The ending of what? Time. See? Why? The Most High never ends. Okay? And part of what we will receive is immortality. Life everlasting. So what is it the end of, folks? The evil that began in the beginning. The judgment. Are you following me here? Man, I'm excited about this lesson today, right? Let's go to Luke 10 and 18. Because Yeshua created all in the beginning. Through Christ's or through the most highest orders. Right? So even Christ, during his space and time in earth, said, I beheld the fallenness. I know who's ruling down here. I hurled them here. I threw them here. I tracked them here for judgment. Read Luke 10 and 18, other way.
Yes, sir. I'll start in verse 17.
Come on.
St. Luke chapter 10, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
Even the devils are subject to us through thy name. Now, you all know, if you've been in the academy, tracing the serpent seed, you all know and understand that the demons and the spirits are the children that were produced from the fallen angels and women. Now, once the deluge or the flood came, there was no space for them because there's no space in heaven or under the earth for these spirits. So what? They will become evil spirits, the children of the gods. They became demons or devils. Read that again, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. St. Luke chapter 10, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
Even the devils are subject unto us through thy name, showing you the importance of Christ's name. Why? Why are they subjected to Christ's power? Why must they follow or obey Christ? He created all that exists. Okay? He has power over them from the beginning. There go that time again. They are subjected to his power. See?
Come on now.
Verse number 18, and going back to what we read earlier in Isaiah 56 or 46, Alakia, about the Most High declaring the end from the beginning. It was declared from the beginning that the Messiah, this Christ, would have power to trample over these spirits and to conquer these spirits.
Exactly. It was declared from the beginning, his power. Come on.
Yes, sir. Verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
He beheld
You gotta
Satan
step up,
as
man.
lightning fall from heaven. So what did he see? He's seeing the past, the beginning of time, when Satan and 1/3 of the angels were hurled to the earth. He beheld that. Let's go there real quick. Let's go to Revelation, the 12th chapter.
Revelation chapter 12, verse number 1.
Come on.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child, travailing, or child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Come on.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
His tail drew a 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
And did cast them to the earth.
And did cast them to where?
The earth.
The realm we call earth. These are the gods who rule earth.
What the?
These are the gods that rule earth. When I say gods, there are gods. And sometimes in the past, when I would mention this, believe it or not, there was pushback where people would say, well, hold up now. These are false gods. They really don't exist. No. These angels are gods or rulers over the earth. Okay? Let's get a precept on that.
Yes, sir.
In the gospel, in the epistle.
Yes, sir. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse number 5.
Come on.
For though there be many, or I'll start in verse 4, as concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered and sacrificed unto idols, we know that the idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other God but one. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things.
Now, when it says gods many, but to us only the Most High in Christ, when you break it down, what is that emphasizing? That the Most High is our ruler. Okay? And the other nations have fallen gods as their ruler. Right? Read that.
Psalms 96 and 4.
Psalms
Trash
96
elites
and 4.
right
So there
here.
are gods many that
It's
exist.
the definition
It's just
of
that
trash
the Gentiles
elites.
worship these fallen
Trash
gods
elites.
in the form of idols. Okay, that's how they do it. Okay, the powers that be or their high magistrates deal directly with the fallen god or the angel. But the people or the population makes idols to that god to be worshipped, because why? You're not going to have this one god in your house, in every house. So they make gods or knickknacks and all that so that he could be honored in each home or respected from one home to the next as an idol. See? That's their ruler, the fallen gods. Read.
For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised.
The Lord is
to be
great
feared above
and
all
greatly
gods.
to be praised.
For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Exactly. He is to be feared above all gods. So if they didn't exist, you understand? If they didn't exist, this quote would not have been made by David. That our God, Ahia, is to be feared above all gods. And then he emphasized, for the gods of the nations are idols. So the powers they worship have been turned into earthly vessels to give honor to the fallen angels, folks. Idolatry. Are you following? See? Here's the reason why all religions are against the Bible.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 17, verse 17.
Ecclesiastes 17 and 17. Read.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
He set what?
A ruler.
An angel, a watcher. Okay? That means every race of people, every nation on earth had an angel appointed over it to report back to the Most High God. Right? So their original function were to what? Minister to them and be a go-between our God, the heavens, and the people. But they failed.
People, but Israel is the Lord's portion.
But Israel is the Lord's portion, and that's why okay, our God chose us. That's what makes Israel the chosen people. He didn't choose the other nations. So other nations can't find authority within the Bible over us. They are against the God who chose the people outside of them. That's why they give more.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7 through 9.
Come on.
Remember the days of old, and consider the many years of generation. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Come on.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of
Hold this and let me go get the Septuagint real quick. You got to pull it up there?
Mm-hmm.
He set the bounds of the nations according to the children of Israel, which means what? The bounds would be kept based. He divided the nations their inheritance.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
Now, where did the Most High separate the sons of Adam at? The Tower of Babel. He separated all nations under different tongues at the Tower of Babel. See? Read.
He set the bounds of the number, or the bounds of the people, according to the number of the children of Israel.
He says he set the bounds of the number according to what?
The number of the children of Israel.
Now, normally that would confuse people. What do we mean he set the bounds according to the children of Israel? When the nations were divided at the Tower of Babel, there were no such people as Israelites. So what does this mean? It must have a higher understanding to it. Right? So let's break down that bound. That bound means being separated 70 ways with one God over each of the 70 dispersed, or a fallen angel over each one. Well, the angels eventually fell, that would become a ruler over each nation. Now, how do we know it's 70? Hold that and get the book of Exodus real quick. Follow me.
Yes, sir. Exodus chapter 1, verse 5.
Exodus 1 and 5 reads what?
And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls.
Were what?
70 souls.
Now let's go back to the precept you were in Deuteronomy 32.
Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
According to the number of the children of Israel. What was the number of the children of Israel going into Egypt? 70. So now we know the nations at the Tower of Babel were separated and split 70 ways under 70 different languages. Okay? Now, who divided the nations at the Tower of Babel and gave them 70 different languages? Let's go to the Tower of Babel. Genesis, the 11th chapter. Come on. Start at the first verse and then go to the conversation in heaven.
Absolutely. Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
That means Ham, Shem, and Japheth. The children of Ham, Shem, and Japheth after the flood spoke one language, Hebrew. Okay? One language, one mindset, one understanding under Noah initially until the Tower of Babel. Now, eventually a king arose over Shinar, Nimrod, who became king, and he began to build a tower and teach the people an ideology against the God of Noah. See? Now let's go straight to the point, breaking down the 70.
Yes, sir, verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do.
Come on.
Go to, let us.
Hold up. Go to and let us.
Go down and there confound their language.
Let's go down and confound their language. Now this conversation is being had in the heavens, folks. The angels. See? Let us go down and do what?
Confound their language.
Confound their language. Come on.
That they may not understand one another's speech.
That they may not understand one another's speech. Right? Now we know eventually the spirits that came down and divided the tongues led to the confusion of the nations, and therefore these people, the sons of Noah, had to leave off from building the tower, right? And go into their respective lands under new languages. But let me show you in the book of Jasher the number of the angels who came down and became rulers over the Gentile nations. This is when it happened. This is when each nation took for themselves a god to be worshipped.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Jasher, chapter 9, verse number 32.
Jasher 9, verse 32.
And God said to the 70 angels.
To the what?
70 angels.
To the 70 angels.
Who stood foremost before him, to those who were near to him, saying, Come, let us descend and confuse their tongues, that one man shall not understand the language of his neighbor. And they did so unto them.
So how many angels came down to divide the tongues according to the word?
70 angels.
There you go. 70 angels broke the earth, or the inhabitants of the earth at this time, into 70 different nations under 70 different languages. Are you seeing this? A divide between the children of who? Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Right? So who came and gave each nation their tongue?
Man?
Gods. Angels. Okay, angels, gods is just another name for angels or powers. Okay, now let's go back to Deuteronomy 32.
Deuteronomy 32, verse 8.
Come on.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. 70. See? How many went into Egypt? 70. See? That's the correlation between the Tower of Babel and our people going into Egypt. The number 70. He set the bounds according to the number that would go in to the land of Egypt. See? Now, each of those races now would have a god to worship and begin to set up temples or religious sects within their communities in honor of that god who split the tongue. Same religion at Babylon, from Babylon, different language.
Wow,
Right?
this
So
nigga's
it would be
dumb,
upon the
man.
Christian church in our time to go to all these remote areas that were divided through the splitting of tongues, to unite them under one tower like they once was under one language, and say, well, I know that you're speaking a different language, but at the core we believe the same thing. It's the same religion. Okay? So now we understand that there were 70 that came down. And guess what? Those 70 stayed. They became fallen angels, added to Satan's army to be judged. They're the 70 shepherds written of in the book of Enoch, who came to minister. They were supposed to do what's right by the Most High. Okay? They were supposed to do what was right, brothers and sisters, when they splitted the tongues. But they came down and stayed. They're the 70 shepherds written of in the book of Enoch that the Most High began to record against. And they will be judged like the fallen angels who fell before the flood. And some people ask, well, when did it happen again? How did Nephilim begin to happen again over the earth in different societies? We're showing you another instance after the flood where angels came down and interacted with people. See? Let's go to Genesis 6 and 1. Are you following me here? No, you can drop those. I just wanted to show the different instances after the flood, where the angels had interaction with people, and most people might be confused concerning it, not realizing that it was actually speaking of angels splitting the tongues, gods who are now worshipped by the Gentiles. So that's your connection between the Gentiles and all these weird religions they're following when it comes to worshiping fallen gods. Here's your answer. Their tongues were split, and these nations began to reverence or make a religion to that fallen angel. And because of this, there's a judgment. Okay? Here's, brothers and sisters, are new examples of angels going against the Most High. Okay? Going against the Most High. A lot of the technology they're teaching people today, folks, it's against the Most High. Okay.
Bro.
It's against the Most High. Right? But I'm putting the cart before the horse. Let's go straight to where I am. Genesis 6 and 1.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 1.
Come on.
And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth,
Come on.
and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair.
Come on.
And they took them wives of all which they chose.
And that happened before the flood. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man.
My spirit shall not always strive with man.
For that he is also flesh.
Come on.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
His days shall be what?
120 years.
Now check this out. Flip that over for me, Elder Lloyd. You have the marker. I have the marker and the eraser. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, flip that over here. Right here. Pull that up for me. A little bit more. There you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Read that again.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 6, verse number 3.
Genesis 6 and 3.
And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, Yet his days shall be 120 years.
120 years. Now, most people think this is the Most High cutting off the life expectancy of man or human. Why? But that's not the case at all. When it speaks of 120 years, it's speaking of 120 jubilees. Excuse my handwriting. 120 jubilees. A jubilee is 50. Let me write it bigger so they can see this. What everybody said. A jubilee is 50. That's a jubilee. 50. 120 jubilees. Right? My what? Elder Lawyer?
My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years.
120 years. Now, this is not just a judgment on people. This is a judgment on all evil, starting from the time of the fall up until the judgment through Christ. So let's talk about this 120 jubilees. That's a time period for judgment. Listen here. 120 times 50 is what? 6,000. 120 times 50 is what? 6,000 years. 6,000 years. Right? Let's break it down. You would have, from the time of Adam, you would have 2,500 years. Right? From the time of Adam to Christ, 1,750 years. Right? And from the time of Christ's birth, to his coming, 1,750 years. 2,500 from the time of Adam and the law of Moses. The law. Now the law was given not just to Moses. Let me put Moses here. Moses right here. And Christ right here. From Adam to Moses, 2,500 years, which is the law. With this law, all is judged. God and man. At the end, the books are open. So this is why the law was made. Not just to judge people, but to judge all disobedience, starting from the disobedience in heaven. Moses received the law, 2,500 years from the time of Adam. Then it will be another jubilee, 1,750. That's 35 jubilees. And then another 35 until the coming of our Lord and Savior. The coming. You got 50 jubilees here, 35 jubilees here, and then 35 here. See that? 50 jubilees here, 35 jubilees here, and 35 jubilees there. Add what? For what? 120 jubilees. 120 jubilees, and then what? You got it. Judgment.
Oh my gosh, man.
Judgment. Now let me get on this side. Right? You got it, Louis? Let me make it neater so if they need to do a freeze frame, they can do it. Right? I'm going to do it neater here on this side. I'm left-handed, so it was awkward on that side. Right? You follow me? Look. 120 jubilees. A jubilee, according to the Bible, is 50. 50 times 120, 6,000. Right? So you'll have Adam here. And there'll be 50 jubilees from Adam to Moses. From Adam to Moses. 50. See that? And this is the law. The law that the Most High has given Moses is not just to judge man, but to judge the fallen ones also. That's why the law was made. Okay, so that the fallen angels can be judged out of it also. Now, you got 35 jubilees from Moses to the birth of Christ. That's 35. Excuse my handwriting. That's 35. From Moses to Christ. And there's another 35 from Christ to the coming. Another 35 right here. All together, 50 plus 70 is what? 120. 120 days for Jubilees is how you break that down. Why? Because we have people after the flood that lived past 120 days. So you know it's not talking about the life expectancy of man, but it's really breaking down an entire judgment according to that time stamp I identified earlier. Got it? Okay. You can go back.
That's good.
Good? Yeah, that's good. Okay, almost. It was good. That's good?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, great. Yep. So, so,
Bombs I'm running with.
so breaking it down in class here. Let's give them a little closer thing here. It ain't right. That's not right. You gotta look at it. Yeah. That's it.
What up, bro?
Go out. That's it. Yep. That's it. All right. Okay.
What's up, bro?
Nothing, man. Y'all got me running with bombs out here, man.
Who y'all? You said what?
One moment.
Who is y'all?
You said what?
I said y'all got me running with bombs out here.
Yeah, and I said, who's y'all?
You.
Yeah.
How?
So as you can see,
Ain't how, bro.
it's really speaking about 120
Where you
jubilees, breaking down the time of Adam,
Oh,
where
okay.
the deception began with the
go,
fallen
right
angels,
Nigga,
all the way to the beginning of judgment, which starts with the coming of our Lord and Savior. Deep information.
Where
right?
you at,
Let's
bro?
go back to Deuteronomy 6 now and finish reading where you are, Elder Lord.
You said 100%?
Dealing with that time stamp. Genesis 6, excuse me.
Oh,
Genesis
yeah,
chapter 6,
yeah.
verse number 4.
Come on.
There were giants in the earth in those days,
There were giants in the earth in those days.
and also after that,
And also after that,
when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. And they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
Nephilim. So it says, and after that. And the reason I wanted to go into and after that,
couple of games with
I did some research on how there were Nephilim even on the outside of the land of Canaan. Okay? All of the nations, it doesn't matter who you do the research on, Gentile nations have some folklore of fallen angels or Nephilim being worshipped at some time period in their religious history. So when you look at, and after that,
that's what's up.
we do the research and find that the fallen angels came to split the tongues. And it began to happen amongst other nations, folks. When Nephilim seed was being born, not just amongst those in Canaan, but all the Gentiles were giving up their daughters and all that on this side of the flood in these alternative societies. Okay? Bringing forth Nephilim seed, spirits. Spirits to be judged along with their fathers who fell.
Oh, you finna get your
okay?
rebound?
Are you following me here? Okay, are you following? I'm sure you're following me here.
Period.
See, and this is why we've emphasized in our lessons, be careful. Be careful in your defense
I don't really see a difference.
Of the virgin births doctrine. Because the virgin birth doctrine is
you
really
about
promoting what the Most High is against.
Infinity and beyond.
The celestial coming down to a woman and having a child. That's
I'm talking about 95.
The heavenly order.
You don't see no difference?
Okay? It's against the order of the Most High.
At all?
See? So to cover up their real agenda in promoting Nephilim seed or the fallen gods, the Christian church began to teach. Those weren't angels who fell in the Old Testament or before the flood. Those were the sons of Seth dealing or marrying the daughters of Cain.
No.
Because if you understand the
why
fallen
you can't
angels,
hear me?
now you're going to question the narrative on how Christ is born according to Christian theology. See that? Are you following me?
Elder Ricard Shia.
Okay. So now there's a time period that the Most High given, a time stamp in the scriptures. Now, what I've just broken down in Genesis can be also confirmed through the book of Jubilees and Enoch, that time period. How many Jubilees before judgment? Which means we're not in 2019.
Period.
We're not even close. We're not even close to 2000 right now. We're in the late 1700s or the mid 1700s, according to the biblical time, resolving time with the 364-day calendar. See?
Lord have mercy.
We're not in 2019. The Gentiles thought to change times and laws like it was written in Genesis 7 and 25.
Yeah, I just had
now that we have resolved time, you understand you're not in 2019. That's another lie.
Me.
How do we know this?
Selling crack.
Let's go to Hosea 6 and 1 real quick.
No, you think, I can just play with them, you know, because it's amateurs on the other side.
6, verse number 1.
Come on.
Come, and let us return unto the Lord. For he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten,
it was
and he will bind
16
us up.
to 12.
After 2 days,
I got a steal.
After 2 days will he revive
it
us.
Went
After
to this
2
sorry
days
dude.
will he revive us.
I'm
which
right
is
behind
us
him.
Being revived.
Instead of him passing me the ball to shoot the 3,
millennium,
this dude shoot the 3.
In the second 1000th millennium, read.
After 2
and
days
he was wide
will he
open.
revive us, and the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we shall live.
He was wide
in
open,
his sight.
and I was wide open.
And the 3rd day he shall raise us up, and we shall live in his
It was
sight.
an air ball.
Okay, now let's break that down. One day with the Lord is 1,000 years, right?
What was he?
So the first
Trash.
millennium
That's what he was.
from Christ's birth would be
Wow.
what?
He is like an 81
Coffee.
The
amateur.
first day.
You already
I don't know how you
A
know.
fucking
thousand
do
years
it.
go by,
Man, because I'm like,
and
I
then you
just
go to
need a win,
thousand,
bro.
a thousand
You was
and one
thinking,
day,
oh, it's some
and
bums
you're in
down
what?
there.
Yeah,
I run
The
with any
yeah,
second
in these
yeah,
thousand
type of years.
millennium.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the time in
I
which
had to
we are
learn that
being
lesson a couple times. I did
revived
that shit. So I
within
did that
that
like three,
last
four times
millennium.
in one day.
And what's
Matter of fact,
within
that's a
that
damn
last
broke my
millennium?
game.
The
Wow. Yeah, nah. What I learned is
1,750
the
days
game
before
don't even
judgment.
play right unless it's
See
three
that?
good people against three good
Are you
people.
following me?
Oh,
So the
man.
revival is
That's
us
when
being
it's a
revived
fun
within
game
that
because you going
second
back and forth.
millennium.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
It's
now,
whoever make
Yo,
that
all
mistake.
over the earth,
that's what caused
all
the
of our
game,
people
yeah.
everywhere is
But when you
experiencing
playing
this
with
awakening.
bums, it's just
Everywhere.
mistakes all over
Like
the
it was
place.
prophesied in Hosea the 6th
Mm-hmm.
chapter.
And it's most
Okay?
stressful than
So
it is
that proves
anything
we
else.
cannot
Man,
be
they
in
trying to prove themselves.
2019
They
when it
not
says
making a
in 2
play.
days
They just
within the
doing whatever.
2,000
The first thing that
you
popped in
will
their
be
head,
revived. So
Yeah,
how are we in 2019?
or see somebody wide open. Don't
Are you
care.
following me here?
like they wanna look
According to
like,
what
yeah, I'm
their,
this cold nigga, and
if
y'all
we
need
were
me type
to
of
resolve
thing.
things according to their calendar,
And the
that
sorriest
means
one out
we
there.
would right now
Mm-hmm.
will be 19 years into the third day.
That's gonna be killing me, bro.
Oh my
I'm talking about
goodness.
I'm wide open in the
Where's
corner,
Christ?
and then dude will post him up,
Are you
and
following me
then
here?
I'm like, okay, he
So we're
gonna
not
let
in
them double team then
2019,
pass
but
him.
it's
This
still
nigga went up on
that
three
verse
niggas.
is giving
He
us
would
what?
not pass the
A
ball.
time stamp
And
before
when I
judgment.
tell you, bro, and
Now,
then
what the
this
fallen
cold
ones
part
are
about
trying to
it,
do
dude
is
was like a
stave
glass
off
cleaner or
the
something. He wasn't even
judgment,
like no real like post going nigga.
right?
I'm like, what are you doing? Looking
Knowing
like
the
Buff
Wow.
out
time.
there, man.
They
They
know the
be
time.
sick, bro.
Stupid.
Let's get it in the New Testament real quick, where the Spirit,
Damn, bro.
where the
The
demons
last play that made
are
me break my
speaking to
damn
Christ.
game is when we was winning the entire game. Let these bums come back because these two niggas, instead of just throwing the ball off the court for the fast break, this pure sharp and this bum ass stretch four was like, yeah, nah,
When it says,
I
have
got
you
this
come
one, I
to
got this
torment
one.
us
Breaking up the play. So
before
they
the
come back
time?
and tie it. Right? I'm talking about it was like 18, I mean, I lied.
One moment,
16
I'll
to
grab
like
it.
8, bro. These niggas done came back.
Wow.
Then we tied it. And it was not. It was like 19 to 19. I'm wide open. Oh, we got the rebound. I'm wide open
Hold
to
on, let me
dunk
get it
the
real
ball
quick.
in the game. This dude, he dribbles up the court and
It's,
freezes, and then
yeah,
passes to his homeboy to
yeah,
shoot
that's
an
it.
open
St.
three.
Matthew chapter
For
8,
some
verse number
reason,
20. I'll start at verse
missed it
28.
because he
Come
didn't
on.
shoot it
And
to
when he
the
was
dude
come to the
came,
other side, into the
slop,
country
and
of
then
the
we lost.
Gergesenes,
I said,
there met him
I
two
snatched
possessed
my
with
CD
devils,
out.
coming out of
I
the
broke
tombs,
that bitch out
exceeding
the
fierce,
face.
so
Oh
that no
man.
man might pass by that way.
Come on.
I'm like,
And
and we
behold,
was getting
they
pushed the
cried out,
whole
saying,
time too.
What
Oh
have we to do
man.
with thee, Yeshua, thou
Bruh.
Son of God?
Amateur
What do we
ones,
have to
3
do with
amateur
you,
ones,
Yeshua?
bruh. And these niggas
It's
is
speaking of
pro
the
threes or
spirits
something.
who were
Wow.
once what?
We was
Oh
banging
Nephilim.
man.
Elites
Okay, demons are dead
by like
Y'all
Nephilim.
was?
7. And the
Read.
Wow.
dude was in the party
Art thou
chat
come
talking
hither to
crazy.
torment us before the
And
time?
I'm like,
Have
man,
you come
calm
to do
down,
what?
bro. We
Torment
gotta
us
win
before the
first.
time?
Have you come to
Man.
torment us
Nah. They
before
sorry. Bro,
the
they came back and
time?
beat us.
And that's
Wow.
And
telling
then
us
he was like, my
that they
bad.
know,
I'm
according
like,
to
man, the
prophecy,
dude
how
came to
long they
Elite
have
came on
to
like,
do
man,
what?
I'll delete that
Torment us.
dude. If that's your real
Speaking
friend,
of the
I'll delete
spirits.
him, bro.
See?
That's what the dude said to you?
Yeah,
Their
that's what the
fathers,
Elite
the
said.
fallen
Like,
ones,
man,
know
I'll delete
exactly
him,
how
man.
much time they
All
have
that talking he
before
doing.
the judgment. Because what? It's written.
And he the
So he wasn't
reason
even
why
talking.
they
It's
He
not
wasn't
just
even
written
talking like
in the
Well, there
Bible.
was one dude on
It
there.
was
Dude was
written
like, I
on the
know him.
heavenly
Dude was
tables
like,
in
who
the
is you?
stars. Exactly
Like,
how
man, you know I
long they
know. I
have on
know
earth
you, brother. I done banged
before
you a
Christ
couple of
returns.
times.
for
Now,
real.
no man know the day or the
Yeah.
hour, but
And
we
these
cannot
are
be ignorant
bums.
of the
Like the guy
time
said that was a bum, but
that
he'd
was
be a
given.
good nigga too.
See?
Oh, he was. Oh, the dude who said
You have
it was
anything else
trash.
there for below,
Yeah,
sir?
who said it? Yeah.
Okay. So now we understand there's a time
Yeah,
step.
he was trash.
Wow.
Satan is up against
And
the
started
time.
talking cash money.
He's
and
up
going
against
Man,
it
back
now.
and
Why?
he was killing them too.
Because once Christ was crucified,
Bro, he was
How'd they come
like he was
Satan had
because
no
of him.
more entry into
Just
the
putting up
angelic
anything like
concept
we
or the
about to.
conversations amongst the heavenly,
And they were like, this game. We was at
what you
18
would
for
call
a minute,
council
and you know
of
they
gods.
instead of playing, they shooting the
Satan
three.
once was able to go before
They
the
trying to
Most
shoot
High
the three to win instead of just getting the two.
and testify and give
I'm like, bro, calm down.
Even
You
after the
already
fall.
know the two was wide open,
He
but they
had to.
shooting threes in
Like
front
during
of
the time of
somebody,
Job.
not just shooting the three.
What you been doing down there, Satan?
Oh,
Have you considered my servant Job?
he wasn't playing with a stretch.
So that means he had access to the heavenly council until
No.
Christ's
I was
crucifixion.
playing with two
And
bigs
at
that
that
could
time,
shoot.
Christ got full power of that realm. Satan must
Bruh,
control,
they was shooting
once
at
controlled
first.
in the earth
Well, it was
and
one
the
dude was
heavenly
a
realm.
small forward,
And at that time, Satan had no
but he
more
was
entry
busting.
into the heavens.
Wow.
So at that period, Satan
But he
even
wasn't
understood,
saying nothing
okay,
though.
I have a little time before rulership
Right,
goes
yeah.
back to the sons
But
of
the other
Adam.
dude loud. This big low homie.
Okay.
This big
The
low homie.
Israelites
You
will
don't
get
know me.
rulership.
I didn't smash you. I'm like, man,
Kill them
bruh.
all.
Be quiet, bruh.
Kill them all.
Obnoxious
See?
nigga.
Revelations 12. Let's go there.
Revelation 12.
Oh, you're going to the book of Job to show that once Satan had entry into the heavens. Let's go there. Thank you.
Job 1 and 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Come on.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Going to and fro in the earth
I
and
just
walking
hopped on
down
and caught
in it.
another loss.
So if he's reporting to the Most High in the heavens, if he's reporting to the Most High that he's come from the earth, walking up and down in
13
it,
to 2.
where is this conversation being had?
13 to 2.
In the heavenly
Man,
realm.
the dude quit once we got in the game.
Right?
And then this other dude, it's a computer. He keep
Now
passing
listen
to
to
the
this.
computer.
Let's go to Revelation 12. Let's start at the 10th verse.
Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard,
Come on.
Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
That's an angelic battle, folks. Angelic battle on the outside of our realm. The fallen ones in battle against the righteous angels of heaven.